Take you around Dog Nation in 90 seconds. This is DN90, presented by Dixie Vodka. Score a touchdown at your next tailgate with Dixie Vodka. Made in America, raised in the South. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Adams, and Georgia and Alabama prepare to play in the SEC Championship on Saturday. And this week, Georgia defensive end Jonathan Ledbetter spoke about the Bulldogs' preparation for this year's game with a look back to what happened at the end of the 2017 season when Tua Tagovailoa came in and led Alabama to a national championship win over the Bulldogs. Ledbetter raised some eyebrows with some comments when he admitted that Georgia and his defensive teammates didn't exactly know how good Tagovailoa would prove to be when he first entered the game. Here's what Ledbetter had to say.
Last year, there wasn't much tape at all to really watch. Just kind of a throw-it-in-your-face type thing, just throw somebody out there because, our number one guy isn't getting it done right now. And we kind of game planned for Jalen Hurts the whole time. We saw what kind of player he was. We saw what kind of plays he made, and we didn't really have anything to go off of watching Tua, so it was just kind of in-game adjustments that you had to make, and we didn't know that he was that elusive. We didn't know he had an arm like that. And I think watching tape on anybody kind of gives you a sense of comfortability, knowing kind of what they're doing, knowing their tendencies. And tape doesn't lie, so once you look at that and see what people do, you can kind of gauge what kind of player they are and what they like to do.
Some Alabama fans seized on those comments by Ledbetter to suggest that Georgia was somehow making excuses for losing the national championship game, or maybe was poorly prepared for the game against the Crimson Tide. I think for the most part that's much ado about nothing. I don't know that Ledbetter's putting a whole lot of thought into what he's saying to the media there. It's already been, stated going back to January that indeed Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs did think there was a chance that Tagovailoa would play in that game. Kirby Smart said in his post-game press conference that night from Atlanta that they were prepared for the possibility that Tagovailoa would enter, even expecting to see him at halftime. Here's what Smart said back in January.
We had talked long about it and talked about how the ways we'd play him. He had played enough snaps. We'd seen him on tape. We told everybody at halftime there was no question that they were going to him because they were struggling and they needed some momentum. And he provided them some juice and got them some momentum, got the momentum swung back their way. And he's a good player. He's got confidence in his arm. He scrambles and makes plays, throws the ball downfield. A really talented freshman. He reminds you of Jake with a lot of the things he did. He's got poise in the pocket, and he made the plays when he had to.
That said, the bigger issue for many Georgia fans is not the surprise that Alabama may have sprung on UGA in 2017. It's the potential that Georgia also has a surprise for Alabama coming up this Saturday. Dogs Nation's Chip Towers thinks there's a chance that could be true. It's not a quarterback coming in at halftime as much as it is some extra defensive pressure from Georgia on Alabama's Tagovailoa, something that Georgia hasn't necessarily shown a lot of so far this season. Here's Chip Towers with his explanation of that.
The book on Tua is you've got to get to it. You can't just let him sit back there, and you got to be very careful about getting after it. But I think Georgia is going to have to take a few more risks than they have all season. Todd Grantham is not the only defensive coordinator in the country that has 57 blitz packages. Kirby Smart and Mel Tucker have those as well. They just have chosen not to deploy them for many, many reasons. But you're going to have to do that some of the time. You're going to have to take some chances that you wouldn't normally take, because if you just stick with the status quo, I don't think it's going to work.
So the bottom line is the UGA defense may have been surprised by Tagovailoa in 2017, but what the UGA defense has in store for Tagovailoa here in 2018, that may be the real surprise this Saturday night. DN90 is presented by Dixie Vodka. When I'm fixing to fix a drink, I choose Dixie Vodka, the South's best tasting vodka. But don't just take my word for it, try it for yourself. Pick up a bottle at your favorite liquor store or check out recipes at DixieVodka.com. Or join us this Saturday for the Road to Atlanta tailgate next to the Stadium, the Blue Lot. Either way, Dixie Vodka will make your tailgate truly special. We'll see you again tomorrow for DN90.